Northcutt, who was off your screen, just subbed out from Wichita South. She was a letter winner in track and field as well as volleyball. She won state both her junior and senior year, also part of the Kansas Honor Scholar Society. Ngoye, beautiful move in the lane.
And I believe Pittsburg State is arguing for a travel, but I thought that was just classic post play.
So after the Ngoye score, it will be Emporia State up in front by 2. Herlocker tees up a 3, drives it through the hole.
And the difference between that shot and the shot she took at the end of the first quarter, backspin and rotation, she kind of puts it on her shoulder to shoot the ball, but when she flicks her wrist, she gets better arch, and the ball is so much softer than when she doesn't.
And the foul will be called on Flott, it seems, as she barreled over Lungwitz.
I think that's her second. And so team fouls 4 on the Hornets, 0 for the Gorillas.
And that is crucial for PSU as they shot 31 of 34 from the free throw line against the Golden Suns. Brugman had 16 of 16 from the charity stripe. She'll fumble with the sphere at the top of the key. Gafford.
And they're saying it's allowed to touch the top of the backboard, so I don't know why they called that off, but it was going to be a defensive rebound regardless. Gafford actually had, I believe it was Burgess, in the corner. If she would have reversed out and swung that ball out off the pass instead she drives, I don't mind the aggressiveness, but Burgess, if she can get hot, is huge for the Gorillas.
Now, it does beg the question about the mentality of the team as Burgess comes away after the ball. Oil slicks through the hands of Flott, that if Moten is guarding Burgess and how highly touted of the defender she is, as Lungwitz brings it up from three-point range.
Well, the roommate connection, Herlocker to Lungwitz in transition. Herlocker, every time she takes a dribble, her eyes are parallel up. She never drops her gaze. That allowed her to make a good pass in transition to find the open shooter.
Gorillas 9 points from three-point range. The point I was going to make is if the Gorillas players, there's going to be a stoppage due to a foul, know that Moten is guarding Burgess, that may affect them saying she's a great defender. Maybe we shouldn't pass over there, but we should try to find someone else as the outlet.
You could say that, but if you ever get an opportunity to get Burgess a half-decent look, you got to take it.
Lungwitz cans the 3, and the Gorillas are now up 4. Buries both, and now Barnwell has a total of 3 points. Most of the scoring, however, has come from Moten with 8 points, and she has just been dynamic in transition.
Well, and the way she's getting her points, if Pittsburg State doesn't drastically shift what they're doing on defense, I don't know that you're going to be able to stop Moten, especially in transition.
Gafford and Ngoye dueling in the post.
And Gafford has gone left on that move 3 times. She's missed 3 layups. I'm not saying she can't go left anymore. I would like her to jump stop, control herself, and go up strong.
Moten, foul from behind.
Again, Moten is doing such a good job of patiently setting up the offense, and then with a burst of speed, she almost is lulling the defense to sleep there in another pick and roll situation. Flott, handfuls of feet behind her. The screener really is not an option in that when Moten drives downhill so fast.
Moten, a junior for this ball club from Roosevelt High School. A dynamic there in Gary, Indiana. She averaged 20 points per game as a senior. 2 rare misses coming from her mitts. But she was an all-region selection, all-state honorable mention. She's been the MIAA Player of the Week twice this season. She was on the MIAA first team defense the last 2 seasons. She also earned the MIAA tournament honors. And very recently, it was just announced the other day that she's a part of the NCAA Division II all-region first team. So congratulations to her. Herlocker almost earns the and 1.
Herlocker being aggressive on the drive. You actually don't see a lot of shot attempts for the point guard, especially driving like that when things didn't really break down, and they did a very good job on offense. However, they had Gafford for a moment kind of wide open or with a wing on her, and they missed her. However, Herlocker able to turn the corner. Emporia State was scrambling on that last possession.
And turning our attention to Herlocker, how she has evolved the last couple of years. She's been unheralded, a very quiet player on the court. but she quietly scores. She currently has 4 in the ball game right now. She's gone out every single night. She led the MIAA in assists at about 4.5 per game. #1 in the nation and the conference in assist to turnover ratio, and really is the engine that gets this club rolling.
Well, and there's a third foul on Flott on a moving screen, so not her night. But excuse me, that'll be her second foul. Math is hard sometimes. You talk about her locker. When you can recruit players like her as a coach, that helps you sleep easier at night, knowing that you have a point guard out there that can command so much attention from the other team and run your team so well, you don't have to worry about that one position.
Brugman hesitant on the baseline. Burgess and Moten has gotten the better of Burgess so far. Lungwitz tees up a 3. And who else but Ngoye with the rebound, and then Burgess flashing her intensity in the backcourt. Barnwell swirls out.
Well, and Burgess almost hurt her team there. Ngoye got the defensive rebound. She pressured and then did not get back in time to contest that Barnwell 3. She almost gave up 3 easy points.
It hits the roundabout. Brugman, great move to the hole. And a timeout on the floor by Lane Lord. It is a 5-point lead for the Pittsburg State Gorillas in this Sweet 16 matchup. Moten poked out by Lungwitz. Burgess waiting for the cavalry. And she's stripped. Ball still loose. Holloway will find Barnwell. Both teams not playing the most crisp style of basketball, but Barnwell gets it to rattle home.
And Burgess kind of gave Barnwell a hip check as she inbounded the ball. Gafford there, no help. Either she was worried too much about Flott or doesn't want to pick up her 4th foul.
Hornets only down 3 points. Gafford, polished play off the window.
And that's the element they were missing when she sat down. Their offense stagnated a little bit. They didn't have anybody in the post they could throw the ball to spread that defense out.
1:15 remaining in the third. Miller now being guarded by Lungwitz. And you can see towards the right corner of your screen, it's Moten and Brugman. Barnwell,
and
ball tipped.
I think Lungwitz got a piece of it. No, that's the good call. That's a good call. Lungwitz got a piece of it.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect a shot from Barnwell to fall that short without some sort of contact.
Absolutely. She's too good of a shooter there, and you just see it fall about a foot short. Yeah, good job by the officials.
Barnwell lobs it over. Brugman right there acting as a stifle tower. Burgess step back.
Oh!
Whack!
Oh!
Michaela Burgess drills the trifecta. 38 seconds remain in the third. PSU pushes it up to an 8-point lead. Moten shakes off Lungwitz. Great response from the junior guard.
That's not bad defense. She cut off Moten's attack. We've seen Moten make layups all game. Great job by the senior guard, though, to not push the issue, take her first shot outside the lane, and knock it down.
Michaela Burgess, who just hit a clutch shot, now waiting. Pops it from deep. And that was an irresponsible heat check.
Well, you give Emporia State 7.8 seconds left in this quarter. You can get that shot whenever you want. That was irresponsible was the right word. Here comes Moten down court.
Moten dashes, rattles out, and that will spell the end of the third quarter. 1 round remains before a Sweet 16 champion is decided. The Gorillas up 6 points. Now we see the officials, who are currently off your screen, having a conversation with the scores table. And off your screen yet again, it will be Ngoye inbounding to Moten.
Ooh, if we could just have a Moten tracker for this game, I think that would serve us pretty well. She's been so electric this ball game. Again, 25 points, and she's done it without pressing, without rushing. In the flow of the offense, she's been dominating.
Moten. Heimhoff picks up her first.
And I never understand that call. If you're boxing somebody out and they happen to get the rebound over you, how is that a reach on you? I've never understood that one. I've been called for that all the time, so maybe that's why I have a beef with it. But I just,
beef with it, yes.
I have not understood. It's a no call at best.
Spikes off the orange. It'll be Gorilla basketball. Catherine Flott now with 3 offensive rebounds, but only 6 points to pair with that. And Ngoye has been streaky in this ball game. 1 of 5 from the field, just 3 points, not many touches from Stockholm, Sweden. 3 for Schmidt High School. It was an organization for a lot of Swedish kids wanting to play ball, and she was on the Swedish junior national team. Went to George Mason, 7th in school history in threes. Played at Georgia Tech.
Oh, nice D.
Flott strips it away.
And she has yet to foul, I believe, in the second half. So, again, a smart, high IQ player. Picked up 2 quick ones in the first half, playing really good basketball this second half.
5 minutes remain in the season for one of these teams. Ngoye.
Oh.
Pow! And now we're at 60. ESU Loyal getting revved up. Brugman, great scoop for the finish.
And Pittsburg State's offense had stagnated a little bit before that drive. Granted, Brugman had missed a really wide open layup, but this Emporia State team, again, closing the gap like they do. They're never flustered. That comes with being one of the best programs in the nation.
Lackey trying to work with Ngoye again. Gets Gafford to jump on the first.
And I don't know if she's flustered personally. She hasn't gotten as many touches as we've seen her get in past games. It's more of a credit to Pittsburg State's defense to not let her get the look she wants to have.
Brugman, why not?
They're going to have to send a double on those drives, even if it's a quick dig out. One-on-one, she's been so good.
So PSU has had the lead for nearly 32 minutes, and now they are up 4 points with 3:33 remaining in this Sweet 16 game.
I don't mind the fact you don't have to do it, but here, Emporia State banking on nerves, unsettling free throw shooting for the Gorillas. They're going to lengthen this game as much as they can with no timeouts. Again, if they hadn't have fouled, they would have only had about 9 seconds to kind of run down, scramble for a 3-point shot. So the foul to lengthen the game, to add strategy to this output.
And Brugman with nerves of steel drills both. Moten Company with some giddy up.
And Lackey had the baseline.
Ngoye.
Oh!
Nails the 3! Sandra Ngoye drops anchor from downtown. Lungwoods can't control, knocked away by Barnwell. Shot clock will be killed at this point, and a timeout is used. 20 seconds remain. Ngoye with a perfect shot to make it a 2-point game, and a perfect storm is brewing. 4-point game. Lackey blasts inside. That one will swirl in. Burgess on the move. And finally the foul by Flott, but there's 7 seconds remaining. And Michaela Burgess, who is on the season about an 85% free throw shooter, is only 5 of 7 in the ball game, so she may be the second option compared to Brugman.
She's missed a couple, which versus Brugman, Emporia State's got to like that. Coach Collins for Emporia State screaming at his players to foul immediately. They allowed several seconds to go off the clock there.
Michaela Burgess was possibly 2 biggest free throws of her young career.
And now if she makes this, Emporia State has to think about a quick three. A layup is not going to help you now. You have to get up a quick three and a foul.
No timeouts left. Moten. And it's knocked away by Lungwitz. 1.9 seconds remain. And the Gorillas are already celebrating. The Hornets seem aghast. And PSU are the Wizards of Wetzel, finding the magic to reach their second career Elite Eight. 78-74, and the Hornets go down. PSU on their way. What a climatic ball game. So PSU, the adversity they had faced, same thing with the Hornets, finally triumph over the obstacle that had been haunting them for years in the NCAA tournament. And they have earned an Elite Eight berth, 78-74, and the show goes on. We'll step aside and be right back with post-game coverage.